Thank you very much, Chad. And excitement it was last night. We had fireworks. In fact, as you know, I've been doing this a long time and made me so proud of our sport last night. It was just, I don't know, just everything worked. It was just absolute fabulous. We got lots of great racing. First and foremost, that's important. We got contact, we got conjecture, we got politics, we got fireworks, we got Brody winning. I mean, there was nothing not to love about last night. And our cars just looked magnificent at night. I really enjoyed it. But a couple of the really big talking points came out of the race last night. First one is this one, pit lane impeding. This issue we had between Cam Waters departing the pit lane and Brock Feeney coming in. And, well, didn't the world light up over that one? So let's just have a little look at the incident. So this is later in the race, the second round of stops. Brock Feeney's coming down the pit lane. Waters departs. Here he is. Now, when you look at that, you think, that looks no big deal to me. And in fact, Craig Baird, our driving standards observer, he looked at that just like you did at home, like I did. I was out on the pit lane watching and I thought, oh yeah, it was close, but that all looks good. Let it play on, because Bairdo likes it to play on, trust me. But when we look at the rule, we have to acknowledge there's a rule in the rule book. We don't write it, Bairdo doesn't write it. There's the rule. A car being released from the pit bay must do so without impeding any other car in the pit lane. That's the important word. You cannot impede that car. So let's just have another quick look at this in real time. Ask yourself the question, did he impede Brock Feeney coming down there? Now, still pretty hard to decide. Now, the problem with this one, if I go forward here, I've got a little slider on this so we can slow it down a little bit. Whilst this all looked okay, the problem was 888 actually put in a complaint, if you like, an official one, that said that Brock had to put his foot on the brake pedal. Now, that then meant it had to go higher than Bairdo to have a look at the data. And when we look at the car coming in here, right, let's just give that a play. Is that slider going to work? Maybe the slider's not going to work. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Malcolm, if that's not going to work, I'm going to go back to my bit of vision here and we'll have another look at it here. Brock had to put his foot on the brake pedal. He put about 450 odd PSI of pressure on the brake pedal before he come in there. Now, when you come down the pit lane here, you're doing 40 k's an hour, just like a school zone, exactly the same. When you're in one of those school zones doing 40 k's an hour, you're covering nearly around 11 metres every second. Now, if he didn't put his foot on the pedal, no doubt about it, I reckon there would have been contact. And that was confirmed when they look in the data. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Probably the right call was made, so play on. And let's play on ourselves, because I want to get to the second big incident that happened last night, which was this one. The old bump and run. And again, everyone lit up over this. Let's have a look at the incident. So coming down in turn 8. This is the last lap of the race. They're going for a podium. There's 3 corners left. You can see Shane gives Will Brown a little rub, gets up the inside and affects the move. Now, at the time, again, I looked at that and I thought, he's got a copper whack. That is what we call the classic bump and run. Now, when we look again at the rule book, it is not permitted for any driver to unfairly gain advantages as a result of contact with another car. So let's have a look, because this is, for me, pretty interesting. I've got a slider on this one. When they come down into the corner, now, first of all, when Craig Baird, the driving standards observer, looks at this, at the end of the race, he does allow you to defend pretty heavily during the course of the race. There's no rule saying you can't put your foot on the brake in the middle of a corner during that period, as long as you're not intentionally checking someone up, as we say. And Shane knows that if he's going to give him a little bump and run here, the best thing you can do there, the smallest penalty you can do, is actually what we call redress. He should have given the position back. Now, Shane, for his own reasons, decided not to do that. So, if you don't want to do that, the next minimum penalty up the scale is a 5-second penalty, which he copped a little later on. But I find this fascinating. I went and had a chat to Will Brown before. What's instructive here, look at the glow of the brake light on Will's car. So he comes in there, he brakes because Shane gives him a little tap. The brake lights actually come off. Watch this, they're off there, right? Now watch this. Will puts his brakes back on and Shane whacks him. Now, I thought, wow, that looks like he's checked him up and he's whacked him. But as Will said to me, he said, when Shane whacked him the first time, he had to then use the brakes. Now, do I think Will was playing the game a bit? Of course I did. And Shane, bump and run, there he goes, 5-second penalty, all good by me.